Ladies and gentlemen, has Jonathan Taylor finally forgiven the Indianapolis Colts? What are my thoughts on preseason so far? What are 7 NFL records that are probably never going to be broken? Find out in today's video. Also at the end, I'm going to be going over my top 5 cookies of all time. However, as always, before we start the video, we got my plugs. So don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. Code Wyatt10 will also save you a discount on any Waggle merch. But that's all I got, so enjoy my new cheesy animated intro that I tried to make, and let's get into the video. Alright, so first order of business, what's the scoop with Jonathan Taylor? Is he gonna show up to Colts training camp before the season starts? Apparently so. According to ESPN here, the Colts expect Jonathan Taylor to return to camp this week. However, it's not really the assurance you guys want to hear. When interviewing Coach, I'm gonna say it wrong, Steichen, whatever, he said that Jonathan should be back this week. However, do I know the exact date he'll be back? No, but he should be back. So that's really like all we got. It sounds like the team thinks he's gonna come back this week, but there's no reason to actually think it other than the fact that they just think it. When I saw that headline, I thought it was gonna be like Jonathan Taylor has sent a message to the team saying he'll be reporting or something, but no. It's just speculation, so Indy fans, good luck to ya. Next up, let's talk about preseason quick, because I'm not the guy who sits down and just watches game after game after game of preseason. To be honest, I really don't care all that much about it, but when it is on and I'm looking for something to watch, I don't see anything wrong with it. With that being said, the little bit that I got to see this weekend, there are 2 people specifically I want to talk about. One is really good and one of them isn't really bad, but it's a question mark. So we'll go over the really good first, and that's Kenny Pickett. I thought Kenny looked ridiculously good in his preseason game against the Buccaneers. I mean, he showed so many cracks of being a superstar, man. He threw on the run, he threw a rocket on a dot for a touchdown, he evaded pressure. What was his stat line? 6 of 7 for 70 yards and a touchdown or something? Like, it was near perfect. He looked like a dog. Now, I know, it's preseason, but I'm just saying, from the guy I saw last year, this looks like a man who spent an entire offseason just trying to get better, and it definitely worked. Kenny has got my full support going into this year. I've been saying it since last year, man. He's gonna make a Trevor leap. And now for the other aspect of preseason I wanted to talk about, and this one's about Trey Lance, and it's not as good because I don't know what's going on with this guy's career. Watched the game yesterday versus the Raiders. He did not play that well, and his stats might not sound too bad. It was 10 for 15, 112 yards and a touchdown or something, but the guy didn't play that good of a game. For one, the Raiders dropped like 2 or 3 guaranteed interceptions in any other circumstance. And for 2, it just looks like there are certain times in the game where Trey doesn't really know what he's supposed to do with the ball, because all those times in the early part of the game where he was getting sacked, I felt bad for him because I thought he didn't have protection. The more you watch the guy, it kind of turns out that he just hangs onto the damn ball because he doesn't know if he should dump it, he doesn't know if he should try to make a play, he doesn't know if he should run. Now, he did have some good throws. I'm not going to take everything away from him, and I do like Trey. But how many fucking years, guys, can we sit on this guy and be like, he's going to be the next big thing? Like, I mean, I'm starting to slip. All right, now we're just going to be talking a little bit about Madden 24 because we are in the final stretch. It actually drops for me at 7 p.m. tonight, which is crazy because usually it's like 11. I do want to say there is a slight chance I stream tonight, but if I don't make it on tonight, I'm going to be streaming Madden at some point this week, and obviously probably the rest of my YouTube this week is all going to be Madden 24. I think tomorrow we'll do online, Wednesday we'll start franchise, Thursday might dabble around in MUT or Superstar mode or something, and then Friday we'll probably do online again if it's fun. I do just want to give a heads up to people who are ordering off of GameStop though. Apparently you guys are getting your code sent out already this morning. Some of you guys have the game. So if that's you, go ahead and start playing. And now I would just like everybody to gather and just hold hands. I know we can't see each other, but everybody just do this motion and act like we're holding each other's hands. Let us pray that this is actually a good game. Just please make the gameplay fun. That's all we want. I don't need the glitz. I don't need the glam. I don't need a game that'll get on its knees and, you know, suck my ham. I just want a game that is fun to play with good gameplay. Please! And now it's time for the segment where we peek at 7 NFL records that are least likely to fall. So the first record that probably will never be broken is Jim Hardy's interceptions. Says back before the Super Bowl era, the Chicago Cardinals quarterback Jim Hardy had a day to forget in 1950. He completed just 12 of his 39 passes in a 45-7 loss to the Eagles. Worse yet, he connected with the wrong team for 8 interceptions, which one was a pick six. 8 in one game? I can't even do that in Madden. Uh-oh, here we go. Next one is O.J. Simpson's yard per game stat. Says in 1973, O.J. Simpson ran for 2,003 rushing yards, averaging 143.1 yards a game. That is the highest by 10 yards, and for comparison's sake, in AP's MVP year, he only ran for 131 a game. When Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards a couple years ago, he only averaged 126. Next up, we got George Blanda's career length. I've heard of this one. This man debuted in 1949 and played his final game in 1975. 26 years, and he was a quarterback. Kickers don't even make it this far. Next stat is Tampa Bay's losing streak. Says here that after Blanda retired, so 1976, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization became a thing. But unfortunately for Buc fans, the team dropped 26 games before they earned their first win. How didn't they just shut down the franchise, pack up, and start over somewhere else? That's like almost 3 years of just L's. Next up, we got San Francisco's road wins. San Francisco rattled off 18 consecutive regular season wins outside of Candlestick Park from 1988 to 1990. What a time to be alive. Here we've got another interception one, and this one's got to be career interceptions because it's Brett Favre. Favre tossed 336 interceptions in his NFL career, and he also has 53 more interceptions than anyone else. And finally, we got Emmitt Smith's rushing yards. In his 15-year career, Smith racked up 18,355 yards. Derrick Henry, you know, the guy who's been running the league for the last 6 years, if he wants to catch Emmitt Smith, he's only got to run for 10,020 more yards. Like, look at the all-time list here. This is insane. AP was about the only guy who realistically I think could have maybe done it, but he wound down way too fast. I really don't think anyone will catch that either. All right, now super quick, before we go into my top 5 list of cookies, I just want to talk about the MLB super duper quick, and it's about the Tampa Bay Rays. So Wander Franco, you know, the next upcoming shortstop, the guy who just signed an 11-year, $182 million deal, that guy might be dating a 14-year-old girl, and he might never play again. Right now, it's all purely allegations, but he hasn't been with the team over the last 2 days. He's not traveling with the team right now. There's been pictures of him online with a woman who looks really, really young. And honestly, that's about all I've got to say on the situation right now. For his sake, for baseball's sake, I hope that this is just a misunderstanding or something. I hope it gets resolved and it's truly just not what it seems to be. But if it is, this man needs to go to prison. Now we move on to my top 5 list of the video, and it's my top 5 cookies of all time. So starting off at number 5, we've got the oatmeal raisin cookie. And if you're cringing and scoffing right now, grow up. They're good. They are legitimately great cookies. And the only reason people don't like them is because they think they're gross because there's raisins in them. Eat one time. I guarantee you will have another. It's basically just a giant chunky sugar cookie with raisins in it. Like, they're really good. Next up, we've got the classic infamous peanut butter cookie. These cookies are fantastic when they're hot, they're fantastic when they're room temperature, and they're fantastic when they're cold. I don't even really like peanut butter all that much. Like, I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite thing. However, if you put a plate of these in front of me, I'll eat them until there's none left. It's like there's crack in them. Number 3, give me the old snickerdoodle. One of the most basic yet delicious cookies in existence. It's a sugar cookie with cinnamon. That's it. So simple, yet so delectable. So delicious, so mouth-watering. These things can serve as a breakfast, they can serve as a snack, they can serve as a dessert. Any time of the day, a snickerdoodle is elite. And now we're on to cookie number 2, and it's actually a store-bought cookie. It's Oreos. Oreos are fantastic, and you're never ever gonna be able to mimic one. You can't replicate that. Like, I'm sure some people are claiming, yeah, I can make them in my kitchen and they taste better. No, they don't. And another thing I haven't done since I was about 8 that I really want to do now that I'm thinking about it is take like 6 Oreos, put them in a glass, pour milk in it, and then just eat them with a spoon like it's soup. They'll fall apart. It is fucking gold. And that'll bring us to cookie number 1, and it is, of course, the chocolate chip cookie. The best cookie. Again, so basic, so simple, just cookie dough and chocolate chips. But they make your head spin, and nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, dislikes the chocolate chip cookie. And if you say you do, you're just a guy who likes to try to be different. And that is going to be all for today's video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you already know what to do to show support. However, with everything I just said, I'm going to hop off and get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.